episode of Gingerside Plays Minecraft Bedrock Edition. Today we are going to do an update overview for the 1.10 update, which is the third village and pillage update coming to Bedrock Edition. And as you can see here in front of me, we have the new villages finally. So that's going to be an awesome new addition to the game. So I am using the new updated vanilla texture pack. Here on the screen you can see where to get it. It's in the store. I recommend getting it. You can get it in beta on 1.9, which is the current version. They just updated all the new textures, and I really like all the new textures, so I recommend getting that. So I'm excited about all the new additions except for one major block that I will talk about earlier but not get into too much depth. But let's go ahead and jump right on in. So the main feature of this third update is the villages, which are available only through experimental gameplay on 1.10. So you're going to have to enable that if you want to play on them. They have a new look, obviously differing per biome. So the wood changes obviously, and there are some different features that are added, like in the taiga biomes there is a campfire that spawns, whereas in the oak it does not. There are job sites and there are gathering sites. I was in the gathering site to begin with. The job sites are just inside the houses. It depends on what kind of crafting table is inside of that house. For example, we have over here the shepherd. I believe it's a shepherd's where it has the looms. Oh, you can see who it is. Yep, the shepherd. This is his job site. He has his looms, and that would be his job site with his profession. The number of houses now does not depend on your number of doors. It depends on beds now. So as you can see in the new houses, beds will now spawn, and having more beds will increase your probability of getting iron golems. At least that is my understanding of it. I couldn't find too much information on that, so we'll kind of see where that goes, and I'll keep playing around with it and let you guys know. So you can, as a player, add job sites to a village. So like if there's no loom, you can build a house with a loom and you might get shepherd villagers, which is kind of a nice feature because now they shift between their professions and it's not just a static profession for each villager. So then the next addition that they did is they changed the skin for the villagers. So here we have the old villager, which is them blocky and everything, and here we have the new villagers. So they have hats and they have different clothes, and what's nice about this is there are differing clothes per each biome. And as of right now there are 15 professions for villagers, and on the screen here you can see the different types of clothes and the different professions clothes that they wear per different biome. I'll put a link in the description so you can blow this image up so you can get a closer look for yourself. But there are 15 professions, and I'll just read them real quick. So they're armor, butcher, cartographer, cleric, farmer, fisherman, fletcher, leatherworker, librarian, mason, nitwit, or village idiot in my opinion, shepherd, toolsmith, weaponsmith, or an unemployed villager. Like I said earlier, these are their professions depend on the tables, like the loom, the blast furnace. It depends on what are available in the villages. So you can change up what you want in your village. Villagers can now sleep in beds, which is really cool. They now wander further out, so you'll kind of see them wandering off into the outskirts of the village. They mingle in their gathering sites where the bell was earlier. They have a visual based trading system, which I haven't seen yet, so I don't know if it's in the update, but according to the update news, they will hold in their hands so you can see what they want to trade. So yeah, the new villagers are going to be nice. I don't know if there's any updates to the trades. It doesn't look like it. These look like pretty normal trades from the old one. As of right now, they have the same. There's 2 spawn eggs still, so you got to be careful if you're going to be using these. So next we have a Wandering Villager, which is a new mob. Here's that spawning for this new mob. He is only available through experimental gameplay. So again, enable that if you want to be dealing with this villager. So I'm going to go ahead and spawn it, and you guys, well, he's kind of got to move around. The Wandering Villager is a type of villager that will appear at a village's gathering site or other random spot periodically. And they will stay around for about 2 to 3 in-game days or about 60 minutes of real-life time. As you can see here, he's accompanied by 2 llamas with custom carpet and attire, and he has matching attire himself. So what he does is this trader offers items from a wide variety of different biomes. So if like we're in the oak biome here, the oak forest or the plains, he'll bring blocks and other stuff from different biomes. Let's see if we can see what he has here. He's got like a slime ball, which is usually from swamps. Beetroot seeds, I don't remember what biome those are from. Nautilus shell, and a bucket of tropical fish. So those aren't blocks you find in the plains biomes. So he brings them to you, and you can trade with him. But he's only limited to 4 trades, so you won't be seeing any upgrades to him. But he shows up and he disappears. And I think it's a really good idea because it kind of just adds a new level to the game of trading and traveling people across the maps. So the next that I want to talk about is the Pillagers, the Pillager Outpost, and the Illager Beast. I believe I still have the Illager Beast. Oh, I let him out. Okay, so this right here is a Pillager Outpost. This is where the Pillagers spawn, and in 1.10 the Pillagers are no longer in experimental gameplay, so they will spawn naturally and be on their way of raiding villages. But the Pillager Outpost itself is still an experimental gameplay item, so if you want them to spawn here, you're going to have to enable that feature. A lot of these features are experimental gameplay for some reason. But to find one of these, you can use the locate command, which is here on the screen. And like I said, they will spawn in and around this structure. And they only have 1 loot chest. I mean, the loot's not terrible. There's a crossbow and some arrows, and then some food. One thing I do like about these is these little cages they have around the outside, which is with an iron golem. So I mean, if you can take down this outpost, you can set free 2 iron golems, and if you're close to a village like this one is, and you can understand why there's no villagers left except for that one, you can have 2 free iron golems protecting your city, and they do some damage to both the Pillagers and the Illager Beast. So the Illager Beast, no idea where he went, so I'll just go ahead and spawn a new one in here. Does some hard damage. It takes about, if you're unarmored and have just no protection, it'll only take 2 hits to kill you. They're pretty vicious beasts. They are being renamed to the Ravager, so I don't know how long that'll take to change over, but that's what I was reading online. These guys are also available only in experimental gameplay, and I can kind of show you what the death, how fast it goes here. So you kind of just go here, and boom, you're dead. 2 hits. Easy peasy. So, next up, we have the new blocks that they added to the update of 1.10. So we're going to head and fly over here, and I'll just go ahead and start going down the line and go ahead and show you what's new. So the first item they added was the shields. The shields have been a popular block in Java Edition for a long time, so it's nice that they're finally coming here to Bedrock Edition. The one thing on Pocket Edition though that is kind of a downside is in order to enable the shield you have to be in crouched mode. As you can see, it kind of comes up when you crouch, so you are going to be moving slower when you have the shield activated, but it's protection and you can still kill things within close range. So that's the shield. I don't believe there's a recipe out for it, so I will update you guys on that once it comes out. The next item we have here is the sweet berry bush and the sweet berry. So the sweet berry bush spawns in taiga and snowy taiga biomes. Again, this is an experimental gameplay block, and as you can see, there's the red berries on them, and one interesting thing is when you jump in it, it's like you're in a spider web, so you move slower and you slowly fall, which I don't know why. I don't know whether our bush is really like that. I guess we don't really have bushes, but plants. So in order to get the berry, you just simply tap on it and you get the sweet berries, which are edible and provide with nourishment. And if you plant these, because I'm pretty sure you just plant the seed, yeah, and then you can use bone meal on them and get the berries and keep doing it over and over. That's a nice little feature. New food. I don't know if there's any other recipes right now with them, but I imagine in the future they will be changing that. So the next block is the Loom, which is for making banner patterns and banners. I actually made another video on this, so I won't go into much detail here, but I will put that link in the description below. So if you're interested in learning how to work all this and the version exclusive items that come along with this for this third input slot on your right hand side, go ahead and watch that video down below and you can learn all about this new block. So this is the one block that I do have a problem with. It's the Composter. It is an experimental gameplay block, and it converts crops and plants into bone meal. So that's an interesting little new addition. And the problem I do have with it is to get bone meal out, you have to put blocks in, obviously, but you only get one bone meal out. So here on the screen we have a table that shows the blocks that you can put in and the percent chance that the block will add a layer to your compost. So as you can see on the far right, you need 7 cakes or 7 pumpkin pies in order to get 1 bone meal. And down on the left side we have a 30% chance, so there's a 30% chance it'll add a layer to the composter. So it's not even a given that you'll be adding to it. So you need about 23 blocks to get 1 bone meal. My opinion, it's almost easier just to go out and kill some more skeletons, because let's be real, who wants to waste that much crops? I mean, it's a nice decoration block. It has redstone features. It does outputs depending on how full it is, so that is a nice little feature that we have going for it. But as of right now, I'm not a huge fan of it because of its inefficiency. So if they make it more efficient in the future, I will for sure give it a try. We have the new stonecutter here. Like the old stonecutter, for those people who have been playing Pocket Edition for a while, it's just decorative. There's no purpose to it. It just looks good. There's a little animation for the saw blade. You used to be able to make stone recipes with it, but not anymore. It's just there for your use. I think it's, oh yeah, here's the recipe for it on the screen. So you can make it in survival instead of just getting it from the creative menu. It's just 3 stone and 1 iron ingot. Next over here we have the Campfire. The recipe for that is on your screen. It's just 3 logs, 3 sticks, and 1 coal. Right now it doesn't have a feature yet. It's just, it provides light. It's a light source. I think it provides the 15th light level, so it's pretty bright. But in Java, they currently have the features of adding raw food to it. You can click on it and it adds the raw food and cooks it for you. And it has a smoke signal feature in Java as well. I do imagine those coming to Bedrock Edition. I just don't know what update, or if there's going to be just another patch to the 1.10 update, or if it's going to be a 4th Village and Pillage update. The last new block that they added is the Lectern, which I really like. It's a new way to allow multiple players to read a book without having to pass it back and forth between each other. So you can put this as like your server rules, or just any other kind of information you need to present to other players. So you do just, so you just click on, let me get the book out first. When you have a book, you just click on it and it places the book. And you can click on it, read the book, And like it says here, I think they'll make great pulpits for churches that we do plan on building in the future instead of using the enchantment tables, because it looks more like a pulpit than an enchantment table does. So that's that block. These next ones I talked about in my last video, the 1.8, 1.9 update videos. And I'm just going to kind of go down and show you the recipes for these, because they finally added a recipe for them in 1.10. There's still no function for them, so we'll just kind of go down rather quickly on these as to not waste too much time. So we have the cartography table. The recipe for that is a crafting table and paper. Next we have the barrel, which is 6 sticks and 2 slabs. Again, no feature. The lantern, which is 1 torch surrounded by 8 iron nuggets for 1 lantern. Next is the grindstone, which is used for combining 2 damage items to get a 5% durability bonus added on top of the combined durabilities from the damaged items. That recipe is 2 sticks, 1 stone slab, and 2 planks. Here we have the blast furnace. The recipe for that is 3 smooth stone, 5 iron ingots, and 1 furnace. That's just a quicker way to smelt ore. The smoker, the recipe for that is 4 stripped logs and 1 furnace. Again, that's just to cook food items twice as fast. So those are the new recipe that have been added in 1.10. And then a new change that they did is with the wet sponge, and it has to deal with the nether. So let's go ahead and grab some wet sponge here. And if we go into the nether, what's really nice, so we can see some sponges already placed here, is if you place a wet sponge, it instantly dries in the nether. So it's just a quicker way without using coal. If you want to, just when you're using a lot of sponges, just bring them to the nether real quick, dry them out, and bring them back and reuse them. So that's a nice little feature that I will definitely be using in the future. Yeah, and those are all the changes that have come. And there's 2 new blocks that I want to talk to you about that they added. It has to deal with wood. So the old wood, which we all remember, the basic, when you cut down a tree, this is what you get. These have been renamed into logs. So it used to be called oak wood, now it's called an oak log. And they obviously have their oak log strip variants. So the new blocks they added are here to the right. They are called, now this one is called oak wood. And then there's stripped oak wood variants, and there's one for each one. What's different about these, it's 6-sided. There's no top and bottom as you can see on these ones. It's completely surrounded, and I'm sure many of you have seen these on servers, and once you break them they turn into some big purple and black blocks because they didn't have a texture for it once broken, but now they do. And they look really nice. I'm definitely going to be using these in some builds. I love including the strip variants into my builds because of their unique look, in my opinion. But the recipe for obtaining one of these oak wood blocks is here on the screen. Is 4 oak logs. It'll just give you one of these oak wood blocks. So that's kind of a nice little new block that they added in. And then quickly to wrap up here, the monster egg blocks, which spawn silverfish, are now renamed into infested blocks. So it's infested cobblestone, infested stone, infested cracked stone brick, and so on. You can silk touch these blocks and they will drop the non-infested variant. So you can just get cobblestone and stone bricks if you silk touch picks on them. An armor stand. I don't have one up right now, but they can now hold crossbows. Just a new feature in 1.10. And cats now can be healed by feeding them fish. So you can keep your cats alive longer if they're out fighting creepers and whatnot. So yeah, that is the new update. I do plan on making a couple more videos coming out soon to showcase all the new buildings. Here's like the blacksmith's building, so that you can see all of them and
kind of get an appreciation for them because they do look so much better, and villages are so much more useful. Like this pen is vanilla now, and in the upcoming updates, I'm assuming animals will actually spawn in here, and I do plan on issuing out a video for villagers and their roles, and kind of the new dynamic gameplay that they have introduced into the 1.10 update. But as for now, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments or suggestions for future videos, go ahead and leave those down in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for future videos. Thanks for watching.